He gave me a compliment once. He said that I was one of the most creative people he'd ever worked with. And I was like, what the hell? He said, I mean it, guy. The characters you come up with and the ideas, most of the stories were like my idea and everything. And so it was like, it was pretty cool, you know? And, as far as his art, what did I learn? Well, I'm also an inker. A lot of people don't hire me to be an inker for some reason, though. They always want to hire me as an artist. And I'm like, let me ink. And
Yeah.
everybody's like, no, I want you to draw. I'm like, no, I want to just ink, you know?
What?
But does anyone out there wants me to just ink? And I don't like to say just ink because, as Bill Sienkiewicz says, he said, we're all artists, guy. That's it. We choose to do. And Ditko said the same thing to me. Ditko, one of the things that he wanted to start, not try to get off subject. I'll get back to the question about what I've learned from Sal, but like Ditko said the same thing. He's like, the difference between, he said, the difference between us, guy, is that we're guys, we could write, we could draw, we could design, we could create characters, we could ink, whatever it is. If we wanted to be letterers, we'd be letterers. If we wanted to be colorists, he said, and he goes, this is the difference. And this, he was talking about what it is to be a professional and what it truly means to be a creator, at least old school style like we are. And it was very, very cool to have Go standing in front of me tell me this shit.
Mm-hmm.
But Sal says the same thing, and Sal could have done anything he wanted to do. But what I learned most was about Sal's efficiency of line. Sal was a master illustrator. And you see his comic book stuff, and a lot of people look at that and go, "That's Sal Buscema." What that was is Sal Buscema doing what Sal Buscema does and did in comics, and what he chose to do, and that he understood the medium so well that is the work that he put out. That's how he put it out, and he did it like without even thinking. That's how good he was. He just put it out. That's how he could do so many 4 pages a day if he wanted to. Yeah.
Wow.
But the thing about Sal is everyone will tell you, there was 2 things I learned, which of course most people, even if they learn from him, they're not as good as him. He could tell a story so it served who he was. He was, as an inker, you clarify, and I come from old school style learning, and so when I talk, I'm talking about old school style, old school. It doesn't mean just style, but what is the traditional craftsmanship, right? It's craftsmanship. I came up as a craftsman and learning as a craftsman, and Sal was a master craftsman where he understood the medium. And he understood storytelling, and he understood that clarity was the absolute most important thing. Story clarity. So as an inker, what you do is you clarify the pencils. I've had this talk with my buddy Jeff Slemons and Bob Wyachek, Mike Royer. I had this talk with Joe Sinnott and Sal. And it's about you get whatever you get. Joseph is like this, Rubenstein. You whatever you get put in front of you, you finish and you clarify. You make the story of that image readable, understandable, and you understand line weight and line distribution and what is it that keeping to clarify everything for the reader in the image. That's also something you're supposed to do in storytelling. Sal was a master storyteller.
Mm-hmm.
And he learned from his brother. I mean, come on, guys. I mean, I know John used to give classes I'm sure some of you have heard this before, but he used to give classes to marble artists and other people. But I know he used to give classes to marble artists, and I believe Walter told me he had attended one or two or something like that. Um, um, Sal, early on when he first started drawing, he was mimicking his brother. You could tell in the hands, a lot of the hands he drew and everything. But Sal had a way. Sal came into his own in his own way of drawing, and I learned a lot of that from him. I learned like uh, to keep as clear as possible.
Mhm.
To identify the story for the reader, and the reader will be able to read it without dialogue. Um, to uh, clarify as much as possible. That's one of the greatest things I learned from Sal, or uh, I believe I got better at by working with Sal. Also, his inking. He had this way of inking where he used a brush, by the way. Um,
I love it.
uh,
Of course
I
you love it, yeah.
believe I believe it was a zero or a double zero, and he also had a number two, and I think very rarely a number seven or whatever. He got his brushes from someone in England. Um, he
Those
uh,
English.
he would put down the pen. Sorry, guys, I haven't drawn anything yet, but he put down the pen, the brush, and he had this way of delineation of line. That was another thing he taught me. How to utilize delineation of line for the not to the best of my ability, right? So knowing and understanding how to utilize delineation of line. So all inkers understand delineation of line, and that doesn't just mean delineation of line, though. What you're doing is once hatching is involved, you're creating tone. There's a scale, black to white. Absence of color and the absorption of color. Uh,
Yeah.
so on that scale, you use hatching. You don't just hatch. There's a lot of ways that people and technique that people have started using in the 90s, trying to mimic Barry Windsor Smith, thinking they're mimicking, you know, Jim Lee, but those guys were all just mimicking Barry Windsor Smith, who was just mimicking Renaissance illustrators and guys like Albert Durr uh, and uh, the, the great etchers.
Mhm.
So, but anyway, so there are ways that you can ink, but really understanding what what you're putting down for tone and for color and for the medium. So style, that was one of the biggest things that I learned is how to utilize that line. And I would like to tell everyone exactly how Sal did it because I know. Uh, but guess what I won't do?
Exactly.
I'm not gonna tell. At least not now.
Not now,
But
no.
yeah, yeah.
Let me run over to the chat here real quick because we have a bunch here. Ed Henry says, Edward Lilly, I like your Spider-Man versus Green Goblin. It reminds me a little of Gil Kane. Just curious, are you going to add the webbing under Spidey's arms?
I mean, first of all, thank you for the compliment, and I am now. So.
And then we've got All Comics Access is in the house. They say thank you for this beautiful setup. Shout out to Guy Dorian. Thanks for proud of you for doing this. I miss Sal so much. Henry also says, Travis, are you drawing ROM? Looks like it.
Is somebody drawing ROM? I need to see this.
Right there.
Let me see this. I got
On the
to
full screen.
look at that. ROM Space Knight.
Nice. Awesome
Excellent.
stuff, Trav.
Glad to see that.
Yeah.
And then All Comics Access says it was an honor meeting Sal. It was life changing for me. Sorry I'm
That's
late.
awesome.
Sorry I'm late showing up, guys. Super busy day, but I'm here to support you.
Hey, awesome.
Richard
you.
Westfall says, Guy, thank you for sharing these wonderful stories about Sal. I can't imagine what you're going through. My prayers for Sal's family and friends. Hope one day your pain and loss turns into happiness of your memories with Sal. And then the last one, and we'll be all caught up. Henry says, when Sal Buscema was inked by a strong inker like Tony DeZuniga, Rudy Nimbrez, Alfredo Alcala, or Ernie Chan, did it ever look like his brother John's art?
Is that a question for me?
I think it was more of a statement. I think he's saying
Yeah.
when he had a good inker on him, his art looked like John's, and he says,
That is exactly true, because
he
Sal
says, I
knew.
loved it.
Yeah, Sal knew what his brother was doing.
Right.
Because Sal could do anything, and nobody really knew his brother's work better than Sal. Nobody.
Yeah. Well, Guy, you said you wanted to see what everybody was working on. So
Yeah,
I'm gonna
definitely.
take us around the horn here and give full screens. John is almost finished. This was, just so you know, Guy, this was blue. This was just blue line, printed blue line when we started this, and look where he's at now.
I'm trying to speed up,
Goodness.
but
He's doing a Hulk in honor
I
of Sal.
noticed this. I noticed he's quick. Look at you.
I'm not at 4 pages a day yet.
Yeah, well, it looks
You're gonna be there
great.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that.
You're gonna be there if you're doing it this quick, bro.
Trying.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna say
Heck
for
yeah.
Sal here in the wind.
Oh, it's,
Amazing
can you
job.
hold it up closer to the
Yeah.
camera?
Yeah. Is that
Look at
better?
that. It says for Sal in the wind there, and the birds
Let me see that.
coming down.
Look at that.
That's
I love it, man.
awesome, dude.
I love it, man.
Oh, thanks, man.
Very cool.
I'll send it to you when I'm done, guy.
Oh,
Gift.
wow.
That's awesome.
That's very cool, man. Appreciate that.
Okay, no
I'll
problem.
put it with my Sal and Neil, Walt, and all that stuff.
Oh, wow, cool.
And Yevgeny's also working on a Hulk painting
Yeah.
in Sal's honor,
Look at you go, man.
building up
Good.
his layers of wash on there.
Yeah, slowly but surely. Yeah.
Is that watercolor or gouache?
that's acrylics.
Oh, it's acrylics. Yeah, you go.
That looks really good, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Thanks, guys. Thank you.
Awesome
Yeah.
stuff. And then let's see. Oh yeah, Edward's doing this one in Sal's honor
That's awesome.
because he loved the how Sal could convey a punch.
Yeah, I wanted to catch that momentum here.
Yeah, the Sal Buscema punch, baby.
Yeah, man.
Got that Sal
Awesome
punch
work.
going on.
Dynamic.
Nice job, man.
Thank you.
And then got excuse me. We saw what Trav is working on. His ROM is coming together nice.
Mhm. For sure.
And
Looking good.
then I've been working on finishing up my Superman guy. I've been working on the rendering, but it's way more complete than what you last saw.
Very nice, man.
Got the buildings, got the clouds, got an airplane in the background.
I love it. See,
I was
that kind of-
especially proud of
yeah.
this Daily Planet because that was hard to do. I
Look
did
at
that
you
all-
and the
I did
Daily
that all by
Planet.
hand.
I got to take a look at that so I know when to beat you down about what. No, it's great, man. Yeah, that's really nice. It's very clear and very concise, and you're not shying away from doing anything. You have to. One thing is that you gotta do is, as a professional, with staying power, it's not that you can draw anything; it's that
Right.
you do draw anything you have to.
Right,
And
right.
you find a way. Answering, you're a problem solver. Anyone listening, just remember, you're a problem solver.
And
That's
I
what you
started
are.
This little Hulk sketch in Sal's honor.
Wait, let me see that. Look at you son
Nice,
of a
man.
biscuit. That's really good.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Look
So
at
I'll
that.
be working on inking this in our last part here.
Well, if you send it to me, I'll ink it and send it back.
Oh, there you go. I'll print
Nice.
I can print the blue lines and I'll send it. I'll tighten it up and then I'll send it to you.
Yeah, tighten it up, send it to me. I'll ink it for you.
And then let's see what you're
Awesome.
planning on working on.
Oh, me?
Yeah, you
Oh,
said you were gonna do some Sal
Yeah,
mouths.
what I'm
and things.
drawing here is something that I think is kind of interesting to see. You know, I could go and draw all kinds of stuff, but one thing about Sal's work is that that was almost, you know, it was a definitive Sal thing, was Sal's screaming mouths.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think anyone else in the industry did mouths the same way Sal did. And this is basically an open Sal Buscema Hulk mouth right here,
Right.
from those days, from those issues. I mean, he did, gosh, what, 200 issues or something? I can't even remember anymore.
Crazy
Uh,
amount.
but
Yeah.
but he always had these lines in the side of his mouth, and he had this shape. It was like kind of a curvy line here, down, down, and then up and down, and then it would grow. What he would do is he would make it grow, and then he wouldn't draw when he drew like Hulk's mouth, his teeth. He would always do this. I don't know. It was very is it a triangular? What's the word? More rectangular, I guess.
Yeah.
And he would draw like the teeth were an impression of teeth. They weren't the teeth themselves; they were an impression of teeth. If you know,
Yeah.
you know, it was an impression, and it wasn't just for efficiency, but it was also for emotion. You know, Sal liked to capture emotion. He really liked to capture emotion. And one of the ways that he did that was with noses that were, you know, very like what's the word for it? They're energetic. They're energetic, and the person's always kind of screaming, and
Right.
the lines that come off. I don't know if this is even showing up on camera.
Yeah, it is.
Uh, would be that screaming mouth. It would create this screaming mouth, as you could see here, and that was like a signature Sal thing. This screaming mouth, and one of the things that I should mention about Sal's work is that Sal was he was graphic in his work, and what I mean by graphic, he had a graphic nature that his brother did not. His brother, and I don't like comparing, but a lot of people compare, so I'm comparing.
Yeah.
If you want to know the difference between, like, it's just like Ian and I. Ian, I'm very organic, right? And I understand it, but I like to be graphic with my stuff. When I studied Terry Austin's inking since I was like a child, since I was like 7, 8, something like that. And it took me a long time to figure out how Terry inks. But now, if I want, I can ink just like Terry. Now, with Sal, where John was more organic all the time and round and curvilinear forms, no matter what he did. Sal, even though he was curvilinear, he had a graphic sense about his work, and he would have angular jawbones and pointed eyebrows, and it was different. It was. Is my hand showing on here or not?
Yeah. Yeah. It
Mhm.
is.
Okay, so it's like he would draw an eyebrow, and I have one of his books out in front of me, and he would shape it out like, here's Hulk's eyebrow. You see that graphic nature in it?
Yep.
That graphic nature in it? Like John wasn't that type of graphic, and this was a signature thing for Sal, that he used the graphic line, and this is why he liked being an inker. He utilized the graphic line. You see that? These are graphic shapes, rectilinear and curvilinear mixtures, rather than curvilinear, and rather than, you know, doing the eye with this curvilinear all the time, and, you know, and using curvilinear forms. he'll take that and he'll turn it into a graphic form.
Yeah.
And that was his nature. See, I turned it more graphic. That was his nature of to be graphic with shapes. So, like these teeth here would be an impression of what teeth would be, and they're alive. You know, even his teeth. Here's a Hulk. This is a Hulk mouth from his books, in this, well, at least in the style and such. And what you see here is graphic forms. So, you know, understanding Sal is, you know, you have to understand that he liked putting in those graphic forms. And what those graphic forms did then was create Sal Buscema-isms. And I'm talking about his illustration itself. And let me, here, I don't know, is this close enough to my board to see any of it?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Okay. So you could see here in his work, this is his own inking. You could see how he would utilize thick and thin lines and be very graphic, even in these shadows. He wanted to see that stroke, but he left the points on the top showing, so it had a graphic, a geometric form to it. He could have took white out and went across here like this, right? He could have went right across, but he didn't. He wanted that movement and that geometric. He did it with the trees here. He did it in all of his strokes. Look at these rocks. They're geometric. Just as much as they have curve, they have rectilinear form. Here, just here. Look at this right here. Is it showing?
Yes.
Check out the forms here. They have curvilinear form, but they're rectilinear, and they create graphic forms and shapes. And then what Sal did was, look right here in the sky, thicker line but straight, a little curve, then thick, thin, thicker, thin, and he would have this kind of a thing that he did, and he put it in everything that he did, but he became a master of it. He utilized it in a masterful way where it became Sal. This is Sal. These are the Salisms that you might not notice right off the bat, you know?
Right.
Let's see, let's find some of these mouths. I mean, I have a million Hulk and Sal Buscema, but here we go. Check this out. Look at that. Are you guys seeing this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Look at that. Look at that. Look at the eyebrow I was talking about. And the expression, one winced eye, one closed eye, one open eye. His nostrils are flared. The flared nostril was everything. That was Sal Buscema, because there was power in everything he did. There was power, like my hand. It's power. It's power. The Sal Buscema punch. Look at this. This is the Sal Buscema explosion. This is the Sal Buscema explosion. Everybody in like rag dolls flying in the air.
Floating, yeah.
Yeah, right. And Hulk was snarling, and his use of the one eye closed, one eye open, hair in disarray, the slam and the explosion around him, and the snarly face. That was the Hulkisms. But I mean, like, by the way, guys, you know, like, you can check out his efficiency here. I'll talk about his efficiency for a moment. So there's something called cause and effect. So this is the cause. The bullets are the effect of what's happening, cause and effect. He separated cause and effect. McFarlane talked about using cause and effect in one panel to take several panels, 3-4 panels, and turn it into one, 2 panels, turn it into one. That can be done. But when you choose to do it this way, Sal was choosing to do a graphic image. Boom, 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 boom. This is not a mistake. This is literally graphic triangles. This is, and the distribution of weight in between of positive and negative space. It's not done for no reason. Even the guns, how it's happening. This is the 3, 1, 2, 3 creates repetition. Repetition creates movement. It creates rhythm.
Mhm.
That's what's going on here. Rhythm. 1, 2, 3. Boom, 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 boom. Rhythm, 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 rhythm. Everything he did was about rhythm. And here you can see he shows the clarity, right? So by doing this also, look what he does. He frames the character that's talking while showing the actions happening. So he's showing two things happening at one time. So the Bill might have wrote, they shoot, he says something, and then he slams his foot while he gets shot. But then he could make it in 2 panels instead. He creates this, explosion. If you notice, the foot back here is missing even because he wanted to keep an explosion happening around here. You see the snow bouncing up in an explosive manner, the foot slamming down. You see the bullets hitting him and doing nothing. Then you see boom. And so he used cause and effect in 2 different panels. But what it did was it helped create a rhythmic pattern. And he liked to use these types of tiers: 6 panel, 5 panel, 6 panel, 5 panel, 6 panel, 7 panel. Anyway, so see his efficiency of form here. Like he would say, "Hey, I'm going to keep this clear." It says establishing shot, mountains, blah, blah, desert lake. He shows you the desert lake. He doesn't sit there going, "I'm going to draw the greatest lake anyone's ever seen in Lakeville." That's not the point. The point was that he was telling a story, and he was utilizing in the most clear way possible to give everyone reading this story as much information and do justice to the writer. And he left plenty of room for the writer and everything. Any questions, by the way?
No, that's
I'm just
it's like a
following along.
master class.
Yeah, just listen.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is
Check
great.
out
Great.
this opening page. Check it out. See here?
Mhm.
Look. Is this showing up?
Yes.
Yes.
See the points that it creates? These are lines, but he let them be solid. But they create these points these geometric forms. Now, what that is also another way of utilizing tone off the edge of a form. Here, these hatch lines are tone, and they get a little closer as they get in, and then they create these triangles. Now, he would ink that all at the same time. It was one. Here we go. 1, 1, 1. Like that, but he knew he was sort of creating this hatching form that comes off of that to create transition in form from light to light and shadow and mass. And here for you guys, and that Superman that you were drawing there, you can see here's your black shadow on the leg that we were talking about.
Yep.
See that? But he connects it with the quad. Yeah, he connects it with the quad. And then you look at the spotting of blacks here, and you could see that he's distributing weight.
Definitely.
So,
So
James,
cool.
take a note of this image because it's almost like the reverse of your Superman.
Yep.
But check this out. Look at that. Look at how clear it clearly defined everything is that's happening. Everything is always clearly defined. And some people might say, "Hey, look, here's cause and effect here." But he wants to show you. He wants to give everything. Here's cause and effect in one shot. Whap, and then there goes Sasquatch falling. He moves the page around, the image, the camera around a lot, and gives us, he gives everyone their due. But notice something. This page could be kind of boring, even though it's exciting in this page. But there's not really that much happening. But he gives you enough shots that make it exciting. Even when nothing's happening, he'll find a way to make it exciting by using camera angles. And it's like, you know, in the 90s, everyone said, I need to do splash pages, splash page, splash page, splash image, big image, giant image. And one thing that I learned was you need to, if you do that all too much, right? What happens is you're taking focus away from other parts of the story that are just as important.
Yeah.
So you got to be careful. So what you do is come in for a close up, give that energy. You mix up the shots, but you utilize them in a certain way that graphically it gives the audience stuff to look at. And that's how you do it.
I gotcha.
Anyway, here I did this last year. And this was the Sal Buscema style of drawing. Oh gosh, what's his name again? Dang it, I forgot. How did I forget his name? Kirby character. Anyway, so this was a sketch I did, and then I turned it into a finished ink. I don't know if it,
Awesome.
That's great.
but you see the fun in this thing.
Mhm.
So again, something I learned from Sal. Fun. Look at how fun this is. I could sit here with photo references and draw all this stuff, but my gosh, look at how much fun this looks.
Mhm.
I mean, I had just so much. Here's the delineation of line from Sal. See the shapes? See the shapes?
Yeah.
Those triangular graphic shapes? That's from Sal. That right there is from Sal. You know?
Amazing.
Fantastic.
And I have a specific thing that I do with ROM that no matter which style of ROM that I had to do, whether it was the newer design or the older design, I knew how to make it work. And it was something, I don't want to really say what it was right now because I don't want to give it away, but there was something
don't
that
give away
Sal,
the trade secrets.
yeah, well, it was something that Sal specifically taught me and told me. And, you know, I got so many messages from people telling me how much they loved my ROM. And I'm not taking anything away from any of the artists that were working on ROM in the last, 10, 12 years like me and Sal. But, I had Sal Buscema to tell me,
Yeah,
It's true.
that that carries a lot of weight.
Well,
yeah.
definitely.
Hmm.
So here, guys, look, you can see some of the Sal. So I do some Terry Austin and I do some Guy Dorian Sr., but I also always add in Sal Buscema. Remember that I was showing you on the Hulk, his leg, that shadow? Look,
Yeah.
Mhm.
There it is.
That's
it's
it.
right there.
Yeah.
It's right there.
Mm.
And here's some Terry Austin. But then here, this is some Sal Buscema.
Mm-hmm.
You see that?
Yep.
Delineation of line, blah, 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 create tone, only what's needed. Let me show you guys something. Most people probably haven't seen this. This was one of the last things Sal inked. I got this awkward job, a call from somebody from Australia doing some kind of movie trilogy for some horror mythological sort of story. So Sal and I worked on it together, and this was a splash image that I did. Is this whole thing showing? I don't know.
Yeah.
Um,
Great.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it looks awesome.
So this character is some mythological character, and her fingers are really long and everything like that.
Mhm.
But Sal inked this in the twilight of his career, and I think he finished inking this one in 2024, the beginning of 2024, when most people thought he wasn't inking anymore at all, even Tom and them. But he was, Sal said Sal would take a long time towards the end. A long time. But, he said to me, I want to do it for you, Guy. Once I stop inking, once I stop doing my work, I think I'm going to be in the ground. And I just would be like, Sal, stop. But I wanted to share this with you guys because this is Sal,
Beautiful.
Sal, and
Masterpiece.
Yeah.
yeah, and we're talking about a guy, who was almost 90. He was like
Mhm.
87 at the time, 88 or whatever. Wait, 80, he would have been about 88 when he did this or so.
Wow.
And the only other guy I knew who could do that, that I watched do that, was Joe Sinnott. It was me and Michael Golden, Joe, and I can't remember who else was there. And Michael drew a cat face, and then Joe took a marker to it. And before you knew it, it was the cleanest, most brilliant thing. It's like Joe never missed a step.
Yeah.
Oh,
Amazing.
Here was another one. This was for the new toy company I have for Lost Landers. Guy Dorian Sr., Sal Buscema. Whatever way that I wrote his name, is this showing? He would ink it. Like I would just put his name in, but he wouldn't sign it the way he did. If I signed it, if I wrote it, he would trace it.
Awesome.
So he would ink my letter, the words I wrote. He didn't just ink the pictures. He inked everything.
that's awesome.
But this was a character that I had done a thing for, and it was, toy centric. And it was a character that I wanted to start. I've never used a public domain character, but I had a character that I had originally been designing based on an astronaut, a future astronaut that I knew, named Abigail, and Louise Simonton, who is a great friend of mine, who I've worked with many times, and is an absolute gem. Okay, if you've ever met her, she's an incredible person. Anyway, so this character was based on her, and actually, Wheezy wrote the story that's in the book, The Lost Landers.
Oh, that's awesome.
Here's in color, guys. I'll show you this real quick in color.
Beautiful.
This is colored. Sal, I would give it to him, and whatever he was going to do with it, he could do with it. But Sal, this is colored by I think Ross Campbell did this. My buddy Ross. Here's some pages from John Carpenter, just showing you some of the stuff, so you can see his inking. Here's a thing I did with Louise wrote this. Sal Buscema. Louise wrote this. I drew it, and Sal inked it. And you can see even that the graphic quality of his line. And this is all brush, all brush strokes. And
Awesome.
this was 2015? No, 2020. Wait, let's see. Hyperbreed came out in 2020. So this would have been 2016, I think, something like that. 2015, 2016. But you could see look at his lines. Look at his line. This is an 80-something-year-old man here.
Mhm.
Look at this.
Phenomenal.
That's. I hope I'm, half as good doing that
Half
at
is-
that age.
A
think we're
quarter
all
is
thinking the
good.
same thing.
If I get to that age,
So I'm just going to show you some of these, so you guys could, if anyone has any questions.
So we
These
can
characters.
rule.
Yeah, these I actually fashioned after spider-like characters that he had done in Rom. Was it Rom or was it Hulk? No, it was Rom, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So he had done them like
Henry,
this. So
we'll get to the questions here in a moment.
yeah, so these were done in reference to Sal's work, but you could see his organic nature here. This was very Jerry Talayak. I always say his last name wrong, but some people say, I hope I said his name right. I don't know. Somebody could clarify it for me. But some people liked him over Sal, and some people weren't that crazy over it. But I believe, was it you, James, that told me your first Hulk? Was it you? I don't remember. Was done by inked by Jerry Talayak. Maybe it was, might have been. But anyway, so that looked like a Jerry Taliak influence. Um, uh, so you know,
I'm gonna read some of the chat while you're flipping
Sure.
through these, guy. 'Cause
Sure, go
falling
ahead.
Behind in the chat. Let's see. Cole King's in here. Says, "Hey fellas, great to see ya."
Well,
Ghost Valley was in here. Says these all look fire to the art we showed a little while ago. Vic says, "Great work, guys." All Comics Access says, "True brilliance." Michael Gardner says, "So awesome hearing you pass down this knowledge from Sal." Henry loved your Android piece. All Comics Access says Sal is forever untouchable when it comes to artistic skills, even later in life. He is amazing. And then Henry wanted to know, Guy, says one of my favorite things was issues 82 to 85 of Marvel Team Up when Sal was inked by Steve Leialoha. What is some of your favorite stuff of Sal's?
Well, obviously, I'm going to be biased,
Mhm.
and I'm going to say stuff like this.
One?
Yeah, this is a cover for Rom that I did
Nice.
and Sal inked. And notice I put Sal on here, me, and Chris Ryall.
Yeah, and you put your wife's name partially up there, huh?
Chris Ryall named the planet Marn 33.
Oh, that's awesome.
And guys, check it out. This character was designed for me, and the character's name is Dorian, Dhorian in Rom. And look what I snuck in that nobody noticed. Does anyone know who that is?
Can you hold it closer?
Even the guys at IDW did not notice.
You put the Hulk in.
The Hulk,
Nice, dude.
man!
Great.
I fucking snuck in the Hulk, guys.
love it.
So that's it. And here's these weapons are Rom's toy weapons from the toy.
Oh, cool.
That's from the Rom's toy. But anyway, this is obviously I have an affinity for Sal inking me on Rom.
Definitely.
But I would say it. And here's look at how beautiful Sal inked this. This is a character design I did. Look at that movement of that brush and the delineation. And look right here. Look at the nose. Look at that.
Cool.
He did it with nothing. He did it. Look at that.
Oh yeah.
Sal and I had a lot of fun with this, and this is what Sal meant by my creativity. How often did Sal get to ink something like this? Not that often. So he really enjoyed it, But I would say that someone inking Sal, that was the question?
Said just who was some of you. He said that his favorite stuff was the Marvel Team Up stuff where Steve Leialoha inked him, and he wanted to know what was some of your favorite stuff.
Well, it's gonna be, man. I hate. There were ages of there were ages of Sal himself and the way that he inked when he was young in his 30s was different than the way that he inked when he was in his 40s, 50s. And then the way he was when he from 60 on was different. You know what I'm saying? So there were these I hate to steal this term. Who said this? The ages. Somebody said this about Kirby. It might have been Mike Royer. But there were these ages of Sal as well because he was in the industry so long. But I would say my favorite stuff to look at would have to be his Rom work. Yeah. I mean, his work on Rom was just absolutely stellar. He was firing on all cylinders, And then these issues of Sal's, like I was just showing you, kind of middle of his career and on Hulk and all that stuff. I would say that if somebody else inking over him, I really like Jerry Taliak's work on Sal. I didn't have an appreciation for it at first but then I really, it really, I understood what was going on there. And I think a lot of people missed the boat on that one because I think that they had to understand that, Jerry understood. I hope I'm saying his name right. I don't know if it was Jerry. I think it was Jerry. He understood the delineation of line that Sal was doing all the time. And he understood that brush stroke. And he understood that. Now, Joe Staten, of course, Joe Staten did did an incredible job. But Sal's, I mean, gosh, man, guys, he did the Defenders, and he did Rom, and he did Hulk, and he did Spider-Man, he did Avengers, he did Batman, he did, ah,
So
So
much good. So much good.
He did
I hope that sort of answered the question.
Let's
Um,
go around the horn here because we are over an hour and a half in. So we need to start winding it down a little bit here and show everybody a progress report on all of these pieces. I'm going back to John because he's again nearly done, and he has the 4 Sal part. Oh, look at that motion in that wind, dude.
Thanks, man.
Oh,
at
wow.
Look at that guy. That's killer.
Speed,
awesome.
Wow.
Thanks.
I love seeing this stuff, guys.
Thanks,
Yeah.
man. I used the parallel pen for that part. It was
You son of a biscuit. We got to talk about that. I was just looking at the parallel pen, and I
Yeah.
wanted to get one, so we're gonna have to talk about that.
yeah, it's fun. I did it for the rocks too. It was a lot faster.
It looks great.
Thanks.
Oh, that does look fantastic, man. Good job.
Thanks, man.
Holy
Thank you.
crap.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Thanks, guys.
Fast
This had
thinking.
some great. Thanks.
Mr. Edward Lilly. Nailing it,
Nice
dude.
stuff, man.
Thank
Look at
you.
that. Bam.
Damn.
Love it, Ed. Love
Yeah,
it.
awesome.
Love
Thanks,
it.
guys.
You
Great
did
movement.
add the underarm webbing, didn't you?
Where's the onomatopoeia, whatever you call it? Kapow, kapooey,
I gotta put that in there too. I gotta-
slam.
Dude, turning out so good, man.
I added a little bit of that when you were talking about the mouth, like the way.
Yeah, man.
I added a little bit of that in there. I'm like, I was adding things in here as you were talking about it. Like these little blocks and triangles in here for the muscle.
Good. That's good. That's honoring the memory of Sal.
That's
Exactly.
so cool. And then I got my Hulk, just tightening up the pencils a little bit more. On
Look
this,
at you. Look at you.
leaving it kind
Sweet.
of loose. And then, just in case nobody saw it earlier, let me pull up my Superman that I'm finishing here. There's that. Starting to work a little in the rendering there. Let's see. Get that back on full screen.
There you go.
Look at them. Bex.
Trying not to over render him though.
Thank
You damn
Good
show
job.
off.
It's like looking in the mirror for you, Yevgeny. Look at that chest.
Yeah. Yeah, just stand in there.
And the
Show down.
Yeah, okay, dude.
Love it.
I was
All right.
waiting for that, man.
Yeah, I know.
We were all-
That's why everybody
I was
tuned
too.
in. All right, let me pop over here to Yevgeny since we're on the subject of Yevgeny. Working on some of the face detail.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, guys. There. Did the arm a little bit, and lighting is not the greatest, but
Very
Yeah,
nice.
awesome.
Very nice. Can't wait to see that weight put in.
Dude, that is
I
awesome.
don't know if you
Yeah.
intended this, Yevgeny, but have you ever seen when Whilce Portacio drew the Hulk?
was protection. No, I can't say. I've most likely
I
seen
was
it, but
gonna say the same
James,
thing.
So
Ja-
that's
James,
how-
you're right on.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
how Whilce drew his face.
Exactly.
oh wow.
Like near exactly. You're gonna have to look it up now. It's awesome.
Yep, definitely.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Dude,
I'll
it's
take
amazing.
that.
Yeah,
Let me see some light off of it. Maybe it'll help a little bit.
it's turning out amazing.
What's the wood here?
Beautiful.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, it's
Shit.
fantastic.
Beautiful. All right, and then popping over to Trav. He's made a lot of progress on his ROM as well.
Look at that.
Got
Loving the ROM.
laser
Yeah,
Wrapping around.
Oh, yeah.
that's awesome, dude.
That's so
Wow.
cool.
Yeah, I'm working on some frog-like creatures that are going to be jumping out of trees at him, and then the tree itself has a bunch of vines that are grappling him.
Love
That's
it.
awesome.
Kind of like
Yeah, that's
Predator
great.
Badlands with the tree getting
Yeah.
him.
Yeah, that's awesome.
All right, let me
I like
see
that.
here. Before I'm gonna give you the stage at the very end, Guy. I'm gonna catch up with these questions. Okay, Rick says nothing better than traditional work, blood, sweat, and tears onto paper. Vic says great work, guys. Thank you, Vic. We miss
Thanks,
you,
Vic.
buddy, but we understand
Yeah.
you got stuff going on, man. Like I said at the start, sending prayers your guys' way and lots of love. All comics accurate as well. I'm just in awe of Guy going into depth about Sal's detailed art and the process. Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
I've been
we
like
all
sitting
were.
here
Yeah.
listening the whole
Yep.
time. Henry
Keeping
says
this up, man.
nice, all caps. Matt Nick is in here. Awesome colorist. Welcome in. Says evening, everyone. K-pop
Evening.
says looking good. Thank you,
K-pop.
K-pop. And All Comics Access says loving that Superman. Hey, thank you.
Hey,
I'm pretty happy with how it's turning out. All right, Guy. As we wrap things up, I want to give you good with me giving you the full screen, bud?
Yeah.
I'm going to give you the full screen. We're going to wrap up this stream and this tribute to Sal. It has been an amazing experience with everybody. Mr. Guy Dorian.
Well, I'd like to say thanks to everybody, and I want to tell everyone, if you like Sal, don't like Sal, if you find this video 4 years from now, find it tomorrow, I'd like everyone to please share it, because any video you see about Sal, share it. When Sal wasn't concerned about being remembered when he when he was gone, but I think we all are, and time goes on, and new artists come, new people come. It's important to remember. It's important to remember a guy like him, because he did so much more than just the work. The kind of person he was, everything about him. We need people like that. We need people like that perpetuated in this industry and in every industry. 20 years from now, people are going to grow up with AI and everything. And I don't want to talk about AI, but what I'm saying is that, digital this, digital that, AI this, AI that. We're going to be like ancient people, ancient art, the Renaissance, 1400s and 1500s or whatever, so, I mean, remember Sal, perpetuate Sal. I said that about Herb too. I still do. You got to show the love for these guys. Go buy the books. You can find a lot of them in Dollar Bin, even because as reader copies, but explore his work and understand what he was about. Just know he was a great guy, and for everyone, he loved everyone, and he left a lasting impression on me for the rest of my life. And I was so incredibly happy to work with him for all these years steady until his passing, and be his friend. And I did speak with Joan. I haven't talked about this, but I did speak with Joan. I know Joan well too, his wife. We had a therapeutic conversation. She told me we started talking, and we talked for over an hour, and it was therapeutic for the both of us, because she said she hadn't spoke to anyone on a call or anything like that for that long, and just mostly about reminiscing and laughing and smiling about Sal. And that's what we did, and Marnie and I, we love Joan. My family loves Sal and Joan. And I just wanted to let you guys know that, as much as she's hurting, she was very happy that that so many people loved Sal, and that Sal was able to be so. She said she married a great man, and she did, and he married a great woman. I mean, she was his Roz. You know what I'm saying? If you can have a Roz. If anyone doesn't know it, I'm referring to Rosalind Kirby, Jack's wife, Jack Kirby's wife. She was, and she was we had a great conversation. So I just wanted to let everyone know that. But it was therapeutic for me, and this was therapeutic for me. I appreciate everyone and all your questions. And please share this, because I had some stories. There's a million stories I'll be telling about Sal. Some will be probably on my Patreon, and some will be on the web and such. It'll be different, but it'll. I have some images and things I'll be showing that no one's seen ever, and cool. I'd like to also. Do any of you guys have any questions before I go and start showing? Trying to help James close this out with showing a bunch of Sal Buscema books.
No, buddy, I don't have any questions. I'm ready to see this stuff.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's see it.
All right, so I'm gonna just show you guys some Sal Buscema stuff to close this out.
Look at that.
Different books that Sal worked on.
Mm.
Some of the covers are Sal's, some of the covers aren't. But these are all books that Sal worked on. Whether he did the cover or not, these are books you can get.
Iconic books, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like Guy said, you can get a lot of these for cheap because you can get like reader copies and stuff, and there's always
I'll be looking for
Comixology, guys. Like you could get on digital on any of these.
And the
So,
library. Don't forget the library.
Oh yeah, and Ed's got that library. He reminded us the library has the digital access where you can get a lot of comics.
so what I'm going to do, I have a million of these, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to close this out with a Sal Buscema book. I think that would make more sense to open up one of these books of Sal's art, Let me just see if I could grab one with Jerry in it. Let's see. Sorry, guys, I'm sniffly here.
You're good, buddy.
All good.
I'll read a couple comments while you're doing that.
Sure.
Don Williams says, honored to be listening in tonight. We're honored to have you here, Don. Thank you.
Thanks for coming in,
Henry
Don.
loved all
Thank you.
Sal's stuff. His art is engraved in my soul. Growing up buying his books off the spinner racks. That's amazing, Henry. Thanks for sharing that.
Way
All
cool.
Comics Access. I will continue pushing Sal's work. I will make sure this new generation understands his impact. Yeah, that's each and every one of us needs to do that.
Definitely.
Oh, look at that.
Mm-hmm.
That's great stuff.
Beautiful work.
Yeah, I love
Oh,
his Hulk
guys.
so much.
Trying not to crush the book at the same time.
Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah.
You'll hear a million people screaming if you crunch it up.
No, even if it's mine, they're going to be like, "What are you doing?
Yep.
What do you mean that thing's not in the case?" All right. Here,
Wow.
Look at that.
The flying bodies, man, just like you were talking about.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Love it.
Let's see. Let me close it out here.
Rick Saylor says, definitely cool getting to see Guy. Thanks for spending time with us.
Very welcome, and
Appreciate you being in here, Rick.
Thanks for coming, Rick.
yeah. Oh, here we go. One of the most famous stories ever by Sal. Look at this. This will be the closeout here, I guess.
All right. Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Look at that.
Good.
Oh, so good.
Hmm.
Sasquatch and all. Oh,
Yep.
Nice.
Wendigo, Sasquatch.
Indiegogo. Love it.
Such beautiful work. Consistently beautiful too.
Yeah.
Yep.
That was the thing. The consistency and the quality of his work never waned.
If anything, only got better over
Yeah,
time.
I feel like it got better.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So let me skip to some. Here we go. Check this out, guys. Look at this.
Whoa.
I could look at this
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That leg, that lead leg, man. And that close up.
That leg feels very John, though, right?
Look at that mouth.
Yeah, that's like a John leg for sure.
You know.
It was in the genetics.
Yeah, I love that.
Taking him down.
Just. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Check this out, guys. Check this out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at that. Look,
So good, man. So good. The movement.
Look at that
Look at
punch,
the-
though.
the power. The power.
There's that
And-
punch too.
And listen, if you've ever met if you ever met Sal, he wasn't a very giant guy or anything like John, but you could see the Hulk in him. You could see the power in him. You could see this stuff. You could see how it came out of him. They say we kind of look like what we draw like.
Right.
Mm.
And Sal always did. You know, he kind of had this Hulkism to
Had the
him.
presence.
Yeah, man. And it was just, oh, Jesus. I'm going to do this for all night now. Look at this. Look at that.
Finding more gold.
Anyway, James,
Okay.
I want to thank you for letting me,
Thank you, buddy.
Yeah, man.
Thank you anymore.
Yeah.
I know how fresh all of this is and how hard this was for you, but I also think it's a little cathartic or therapeutic in the process. Being in here with everybody that you know loves you and supports you and loves Sal. So I just appreciate you taking the time to do it, man.
thanks,
Amen
man.
to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and everybody
Yeah,
that
we all
was
do.
here, all the artists, all
Yep.
our amazing friends that we draw with every Sunday, everybody in the chat, greatly appreciate you guys. Yeah, Brandon Paul says, I love that 4-panel transformation sequence. So good. Yeah, amazing stuff, Brandon. Brandon's
Oh,
going to be on the Bristol Bros this Tuesday. I heard we might get some teasers of your Chuck Maxwell issue too, Brandon. I'm looking forward to that. All Comics Access says Sal was always ahead of his time, always so much emotion in every character he did. Definitely. Awesome, guys. Well, listen, I appreciate everybody being in here. And
I just want to say one thing.
Yeah.
I want to just say my condolences to everyone out there, because everyone, I'm hurting as a personal friend and someone who worked with him, but I know there's many guys out there, many people, I should say, who are hurting and feel the loss of this mammoth person, this Hulk of a man, this incredible human being and artist and creator. And I want to say that I'm sorry for your loss and for how you feel and the sadness and the loss that you all feel and his family feels and the industry feels. You know, I truly feel like Sal was, although humble, he knew you all felt that way about him. And I tried to make sure every one of his birthdays, I would let people post all this stuff and I would send it to him.
Yeah.
So I just want to say, I'm so sorry that you all lost Sal and the industry lost Sal, and honor him by remembering him and posting about him.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely. And All Comics Access says facts. When I met him along with you and Chris, he had larger than life energy. Yeah, and it sounds like he positively impacted a lot of people's lives, and that's something that he prided himself on, was how he treated people. And so, yeah, there are a lot of people hurting out there, even people that never were afforded the opportunity to meet him. So condolences go out to his family as well, his friends. Greatly appreciate all you guys being in here today. And with that, we will be ending the stream. Go out, support Sal's family, buy some more books, man. It is great stuff. Highly recommend it. And come join us next Sunday. Next Sunday, we will get to hang out again. Hopefully, we'll have our regular crew. Again, condolences to Big V. His mother-in-law passed away, and that's why he's not here with us. Sending condolences, prayers to him and his wife, his family, and Vic, you've been in here in the chat with us, but I understand that your mother-in-law is currently sick as well. I was praying for her and sending that positive energy your way. If you ever need anything, we're here for you, brother. Last comment. We're going to end it on a great comment. James, you've said plenty of times you were a big dude, but I didn't see it until your hand grabbed that mic.
Trust me, he's a big dude.
Guys, the scary part is Yevgeny's bigger. Show that hand, Yevgeny. Holy.
Dude.
That's 11 by 17.
That's crazy.
Dude. That is crazy, dude. I got to get you off of this full screen quickly. There we go.
Sorry, try not to take up so much space.
I mean, bigger than me in height, right? At least in height.
At least in height, yeah.
All right, guys. Everybody's holding up their Sal stuff. I wish I had some within hand's reach here. Boom. Look at that. Boom. Look at that. Yevgeny Hulk. Ooh. John. Damn.
Wonderful.
John's Hulk
Thanks,
is
guys.
finished.
Dude.
Everybody's so good.
Yeah, I think I
You
just
guys
finished
this in under 2 hours. That is insane.
Thanks. Well, Sal's
I
Hulk was
thought-
always my favorite, so.
Nice.
Picked up the wrong one. I was
Good
holding up.
taste.
I was holding up Mignola. I was like, wait, that doesn't look like Sal.
It's all good. It's still
I picked up the wrong book. I wasn't looking at
I
it.
know Mignola likes Sal too, so look at this. There we go.
I'll go back to the Sal. There it is. I'll just go back to this.
Boom. Pow.
Throwing everybody on the screen. Pow.
Awesome.
Kapow.
Yes.
There you go. Bam. Whew. I am
Just
more
so good, man.
motivated than ever now. All right, everybody. Have
Everybody.
a great night. Tune in.
Have a good
to
night,
Crystal
everybody, guys.
Bros
See you guys.
Tuesday, 7 p.m. Pacific. Mr. Brandon Paul is going to be with us. Join us next Sunday for the live draw and chat with friends, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And you never know who might show up. Been talking to some people. We might have some pretty cool people in here drawing with us, guys.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, and
Awesome.
the easiest way to make sure people see more of these videos is just to like them. If you like it, that tells YouTube you enjoy it. They'll show it to more people. Subscribing is an extra bonus. That always helps. And lastly, All Comics Access says, thank you, Nerdy Muse, for putting this on, Guy. I'm so proud of you for doing this. I know it's not easy. You, Chris, Joe, and his family are in my prayers. Rick Saylor says, awesome stream, guys. Have a great night. All right, everybody.
Have a good night,
Looking
guys.
forward to
Good night,
Bristol.
guys.
Thank you, Guy. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Guy.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, James.
Love you, Guy. I'm here for you. We're
Thanks,
all here
guys.
for you, all right?
Love you guys,
Have a good
too.
one, guys.